Let's talk about silence. The type of silence that is both manufactured and strategic. A silence that speaks volumes about power, about control, and about who is deemed worthy of grief and who we are allowed to forget. And it is precisely a decision to remain silent that lies at the core of a crisis unfolding at the Cape Town Holocaust and Genocide Center now, an institution created with the purpose of remembrance, now being accused of a deliberate and devastating act of forgetting. The center, located in the heart of Cape Town, was established in 1999. At the time, it was Africa's only Holocaust museum, and its mandate was clear. Remember the Holocaust, educate people about how hate is engineered, how societies collapse under the weight of state-led bigotry, and crucially about the consequences of silence. In South Africa, where the country's majority lived through apartheid, this mission came with added purpose: to connect the struggles against supremacist ideologies. But in the middle of Israel's genocide in Gaza, in which Israel has not only made its intent to annihilate abundantly clear, but in which 200,000 people have been already killed or injured, hundreds of thousands left homeless and traumatized and destitute, and where famine and starvation have been deliberately engineered, and where entire family lines have been erased, this institution, dedicated to the study of genocide, still refuses to take a stand on the genocide. And this erasure has not gone unnoticed. Several groups have petitioned the center to both acknowledge and incorporate the current genocide into its programming. South African Jews for a Free Palestine, together with other solidarity groups, have reminded the center that never again was not a cry reserved for one group, that it meant never again for anyone. And yet the center has chosen to remain silent. In response to the calls to acknowledge the genocide, the center says that it's not in the business of deciding what constitutes genocide. But by refusing to take a stand, the center is actually helping to normalize Israel's genocide. By refusing to speak, the center is admitting that some people's lives are worth more than others. And here's the bigger picture. This is not a new debate. For years, Holocaust memory has been a political matter. From the US to Germany to South Africa, Holocaust remembrance has been used to fight racism, but sometimes it has been weaponized to reinforce it or even wage wars. Holocaust memory has also been used to reinforce the need for the State of Israel, even as that state is a settler colonial entity built on ethnic cleansing, apartheid, and genocide. Holocaust studies too have come under immense criticism for treating the Holocaust as an exceptional event, that all other atrocities would never reach the brutality faced by those during the Holocaust. And whereas institutions like the Cape Town Holocaust and Genocide Center claim to study genocide in its entirety, when asked to apply the same standards to Palestine, the story dramatically changes. What does it mean then when the Holocaust and the Genocide Center is silent during a genocide? It tells us that purported institutions of memory can become institutions of erasure. It tells us that the effort to remember without courage becomes mere performance. Now let's be absolutely clear. Genocide is not a question of numbers. It's about intent. It's about the dismantling of a society. It's about an attempt to strip away dignity, life, and the future. And in Gaza, the evidence is plentiful. Bombs, starvation, the murder of journalists, the annihilation of hospitals, the forced displacement of hundreds of thousands, several times over. The center knows this. It literally advises thousands of children to not look away. It literally trains teachers to identify the building blocks of genocide, and yet it chooses to remain silent. So who owns never again? Because if never again can't be applied to the Palestinians today, then who is it for?